Hey there gamers, DreamcastGuy here, and this is Does It Suck? The show where we take a deep dive look at a new game and see what's good or bad about it. Now today we're talking about RADSEC, which is the name apparently of the Battlefield 6 Battle Royale. Yes, you heard that correctly. 100 people just dropping into an explosive valley until there's only one team standing. Now, I've been playing this for a couple hours and it is fantastic, but I'm already a very big fan, specifically of Battlefield 6. I've been craving these ultra-realistic shooters, specifically meaning like I just hate all the weird Fortnite skins. I don't like Nicki Minaj in Call of Duty, but also just the jumping around, the weird crazy 360 no-scopes. I like that in Battlefield 6. It is harder. It is a quicker time to kill. It does require you and your teammates to coordinate, to revive, to actually care about strategy and placement and ammo. This as a Battle Royale is fantastic, but let's break down the goods and the bads and sort of just explore what makes this such a unique beast in a genre of free-to-play slop. Hi, hope you're having a great day, and if you could, please give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Now let's start with what makes this a little bit different from other Battle Royales and sort of break down the concept of it. Now obviously every Battle Royale sort of works the same, right? Big ring slowly closes in. It crunches people onto a map. But in this case, the ring is instant kill. If you're even close to the barrier, it will actually catch you on fire. They're basically firebombing this tiny country town bit by bit. And it does have a golf resort. It's got hotels. It's got already pretty destroyed apartment complexes. It's got water filtration plants. All the spots on the map are fantastic, multi-layered, and of course, fully destructible. By far, one of my favorite things about Battlefield 6 that I think is just so freaking superb is the fact that everything can be broken down. They give you airstrikes like crazy for this. So if you're running into a team that's literally just perched at the top of an airport tower and stuff like that, you can just level it. I kept doing that. I kept just bombing the hell out of everything. It's so great that the end of every match, the level is so 100% different. But I do feel like the other thing that makes this feel so different from other Battle Royales is I do feel like I don't like those tanky Battle Royales. Times where it takes so freaking long to get any kill, right? You know, that's part of what just sort of annoys me about even the Warzone, the Call of Duty Battle Royale. I always felt like even that had too long of a time to kill. I like the fact that here it feels very brutal, but it makes it where everybody feels much more careful. Everybody is trying to be more strategic. Now, I want to talk about the guns and specifically the weapon upgrades, because I think this might be one of the most brilliant systems. So when you're playing, you find the typical stuff. All throughout the map, there are these big gun cases. Opening up gives you a random set of items. Sometimes you get stuff like airstrikes, like I mentioned, but you also get a randomized version of one of the guns. Shotguns, assault rifles, LMGs, sniper rifles, stuff like that, right? But they'll have random rarities. Sometimes they're very, very bare bones, just a very basic gun, but you can get stuff that's green, blue, epics, things that actually have tons of attachments, foregrips, extended scopes, extended magazines. But what's cool is that there are sometimes these weapon upgrade kits, and you can carry these. They actually make it where you can select a weapon upgrade. So if you use it on, like, you get the assault rifle weapon upgrade kit, you can use it on your assault rifle of choice, and it upgrades it by one level, but you get to pick what you want, whether it is an even better scope. Do you want a better accuracy? Do you want a longer magazine? I think that this makes a very fun sense of progression, and I also like that it gives you more control over your loot. I do think that something I don't like in Battle Royales is where they feel too RNG focused. Sorry, you got bad loot, you just insta-lose. I like the fact that here, it does feel like there is more control. There is still a lot of luck. You are going to have times where you accidentally drop onto an area with 55 other players who grab all the guns and instant cream your ass. But I like the fact that it does feel like you can be more strategic in your movements and in your weapon planning in a way I feel like I haven't really seen in any other Battle Royale other than like OG PUBG. But I also want to talk a lot about how good this entire time to kill feels. So if you die in the first half of the map, you get a free redeploy. Now the redeploy goes off in about 30 seconds. Now the reason that's cool is that if you die and your teammate dies, it'll actually redeploy you together. Now, it usually drops you back roughly in the area you died. So if you one-shot somebody, if you got somebody super low health, a lot of times you can actually come back and kill your killers and then get back all your original loot. Or it is nice when I actually was playing with some really good people at times, it was nice when my teammate would team wipe, I could instant redeploy, and when I came back, I could regather all my original stuff instead of dropping onto the other side of the map. But I do think that something I really enjoy about Battlefield is how short everybody's life is. Now, this does have plates. You can actually put like these armor plates in that make you take quite a bit of extra damage, and your life does heal back. So if you get down to one hit, you'll regrow. And if as long as you get a bunch of those armor plates stocked up, you can keep shoving those in and have a pretty good chance of surviving fights. I like the fact that it works in this fine line fashion. If you're screwed, you get insta-killed. But I do like that it's just enough health that you can counterbalance an ambush. There are sometimes where I was getting sniped by somebody above me and I managed to flank them and take them out and actually outplay them. I like the fact that the time to kill specifically in Battlefield 6 is short enough to feel vicious while also feeling rewarding when you take somebody else down. But let me talk a bit more just about this map itself, right? Okay, so this map is not one of the typical maps we've already played on. It's very, very different. And I will say that one of my small complaints is that graphically, parts of this map do not look great. A lot of the stuff almost looks like placeholder textures. I think they were trying to go for a not cluttered field. Some games try to have 8 billion different tumbleweeds and destroyed stuff and, fire blowing in the wind. I think they were trying to go for a slightly more minimalist look. Some of the building interiors are incredibly empty. And maybe they just did this that way when you even peek your eyes into a building, you can immediately see whether there's a crate to loot or not. But I do kind of wish that there was a little bit more just environmental detail. Again, it could be one of those things where because of the destructibility, they're not able to have, 8 billion chandeliers and smoking coffee cups. They kind of have to limit themselves that way the game can keep a solid frame rate. I've been playing this on the PlayStation 5 Pro. If you play this, it does have extra unlocks and cosmetics, but this brings me to the Battle Pass. So the other thing they released today is the Battle Pass. Technically today is Season 1 of Battlefield 6. The Season Pass is $25. Ain't no way in hell am I buying this. And in fact, a lot of people I was partying up with, you can play this solo, you can do it in duos, you can do it in quads. And everybody I talked to said that the Battle Pass sucks. I'm definitely on that camp. I do not care what my character looks like. I'm glad there's not crazy skins. I'm glad Beavis and Butthead and Cheech and Chong and Family Guy are running around, but I don't really care how my character looks, if I'm being honest. I just want to have fun. And it's already such a fun game. Maybe at some point I'll get like a pink gun skin or something, or I'm obsessed with purple. Maybe I'll get a purple gun skin at some point, but I really just do not care enough to buy a $25 Battle Pass for mediocre skins that just make my helmet a slight bit more blue, right? But this brings me to the final thing, which is the missions. So while you're running around this map, it'll randomly say, hey, do you want to pick up a mission? You usually have 2 or 3 to choose from that are usually nearby. It's stuff like grabbing bolt cutters and breaking into a weapon cabinet, or sometimes it'll even mark, if there's like a person that's killed 10 people, it'll mark them as a high value target and literally show you where they're at and say, hey, do you want to flank and ambush them? Doing this gives you a ton of experience points to level up your battle pass. It also levels up your account, of course, but I do like that these missions give you such big rewards. I've not done it yet, but I have seen some people say that if you do a bunch of quests in a single run, it'll actually give you a tank. So as the ring got smaller and smaller and smaller, I think one of the things that's the most fun as that ring shrinks is not only does everybody have way more gear, way more plates, everything saved up, but sometimes they're straight up just tanks and helicopters clashing against each other. The best thing about Battlefield is those crazy big intense bib map moments, and they somehow managed to have even those going in the Battle Royale. I do wish the maps were a slight bit more detailed, but I gotta say that overall, I'm having an absolute blast. An instant kill ring, a quick time to kill, a very vicious set of 100 people trying to beat the last man standing. I think that's great. The single player version of it is called Gauntlet, and it puts you in like a big team and you're trying to achieve objectives. Gauntlet sucks. Play the normal Battle Royale. I don't know why they even did Gauntlet, but for a free to play mode, fine. But a free Battle Royale this good, EA said their goal was to try to get 100 million people to try Battlefield 6. I see the vision. But how do you feel about it? Tell me what you think in the comments down below. And if you could, please give this video a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and please keep dreaming. Oh, I forgot. I'm supposed to be wearing a red shirt. All right, there's going to be a red shirt on the thumbnail. Let me just switch shirts. It's good clickbait. If I have a red shirt on, for some reason people click videos like 7% more. Thanks so much for watching that video. If you want to see something else, you can always click this link to see what I put up last, or, subscribe and see what's coming up next. Also, I promise that whatever I do, it'll try not to suck.